Do you have a view on, what the European Union, the European Union is this multinational, right? It combines, it was kind of created after the Second World War, of course, partly in response to that and this idea that we can never go back to that kind of ethnic nationalism, right? So what can the European Union, do you think, offer Ukraine, right, in helping it to emerge as a self-confident but liberal nation, right, adhering to certain values? What kind of support do you think the EU could offer?
Well, looking at the experiences of the Czech Republic, I think that we shouldn't underestimate how important the process of joining the European Union was to the transformation of this country. It set a very clear goal. The process had a series of steps which involved all sorts of democratic and institutional and economic reforms which the Czech Republic had to fulfill. And it gave that a very clear framework, which really had a process when people were very confused, when there was a lot that people were concerned about, people were uncertain about the future. It was a guideline. It offered a clear goal.
Yeah.
And then the Czech Republic joined the European Union, and of course everybody became increasingly skeptical and cynical, but I think that's quite natural as well. But I think that is the crucial thing. I think that if the European Union offers Ukraine a clear path towards membership, not an ambiguous path toward membership, which I really fear could happen.
Unfortunately, it has a tendency
to do, it has a tendency because it's having to juggle with a lot of different countries. But I think if it manages to offer a clear path to membership with, and we're already seeing in Ukraine that President Zelensky is already showing a growing commitment to fighting corruption, which I admire in the middle of a war.
This is the
that
thing.
He's actually finding
to commit
space.
To a reform program during a war
is admirable, and I think that deserves to be rewarded and it deserves to be supported, and in the long run. And I think that is probably the lesson that I would see for Ukraine from the Czech Republic's path towards joining the European Union. I think it's going to be much harder, not just because Ukraine is going to be in a very difficult position, especially if it doesn't regain all its lost territory.
Yes.
Also, the European Union, the countries of the European Union are less idealistic than they were in the 1990s.
It's kind of moment of liberal triumph as well and truly passed.
Yeah, and so there are a lot of danger signs even within the European Union. But I think that things can work. I think we should always be aware that the status quo can also change. That the European Union can change. Even I was profoundly sad when Britain left the European Union, the country that I grew up in and of which I'm still a citizen as well as being a Czech. But Britain hasn't stopped being a democratic nation as a result of leaving the European Union. It's followed a different path. There are all sorts of challenges that it's facing for the future. But we shouldn't see the future through the sort of a set-in aspect as we see the present.
Okay, and I think we can finish there. So thank you very much, David. That was really interesting.
Thank you for talking to me. Thank you.